Replaced the front seal on Baby Turbo yesterday. Just kind of showing this video to see how that was done, not actually pulling the seal out, and there's very little you can do inside this gearbox on your own, so I'm not showing this for anybody to pull their gearboxes apart this way, but it does show as the future of these gearboxes come along and we put more and more effort into maintenance and ease of maintenance, and also showing what the gearbox looks like inside now with the 48 state setup. Alright, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to just pull this housing off. I think I got a tiny bit of a leak on the front seal. And I'm thinking now, since we got the 48 state gearbox with all the roller bearings that slide apart and very little press fit, let's try to remove the front housing by itself. We drained the oil, disconnected this temperature connector, and we'll put some cardboard down, pull the screws, and pull the front cover off right on the engine. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so I used my impact and I took all the 5mm Allen wrench and took all the screws out all the way around, and then I got to pull this one bolt because it's up on top here. Other than that, we're going to take 4 or 5 of the screws and put them back in these threaded holes, and we're going to use those to push the housing back off. And then while we do it, as soon as we start doing it, we want to make 100% sure that nothing's moving back here. We don't want this spider here to move towards the gearbox, because that means the shaft is pulling out with it, and that's just going to make a mess back here. Then we might as well just take the whole gearbox off. All right, so first this bolt right here, and pull him out. All right, so this is going good. We have 5 tapped holes we're using to jack it apart, and just go very evenly. And the back gear is not moving, so that means everything is separating directly from the bearings inside there. All right, so let me put this down. Maybe we can film this. All right. So it's coming off easy, like it should. Over here, over here, and there it is. Now let's see, hanging on the bottom somewhere. We'll inspect that. There he goes. This is the O-ring seal, and as you can see, there's a roller bearing here, which the rollers just came off of there. There's a roller here and a roller here, so this just slipped out and this just slipped out, which means there's no pressure, there's no forcing it or like pressing it into a ball bearing, which would have had a press here and in here. So that's an easy way to take it apart. If you want to do an inspection of something or replace the seal, let's take a quick look at the housing there. There you go. A piece of cake. All right, let's replace the seal, do any other inspections, put it back together. All right, we're ready to go back together, and we've got the rubber seals in there. We've got some sealer at the bottom so it doesn't leak when it sits still. A little bit of a dab where the O-ring meets, because it's O-ring cord. And we used a can of brake cleaner to clean all this up, and we used another one to clean all this up so that oil doesn't keep dripping down here where we're going to be putting it together. And now we're going to lift it into place. being very careful that the races right here do not, and this one, do not hit these rollers and push on them. They do have some lead in to them, a little bit of a chamfer. So if we're careful, there should be no problem. Here we go. All right, and that engaged just fine. Just tapping it with my hand, actually. Now I use a little mallet, and you don't want to tap in any large area like these because they're not structural. But down in this corner and the prop up, that's all structural. So that's far enough. We can also just pull it right in with the bolts. I just want to make sure that it started out good.